feel like you can stay unmuted. Cool.
Flex that body, do the work. Yeah. Grinding, flex that body, do the work. Flex that body, do the work. Flex that body, do the work. Okay. Grinding, flex that body, do the work. Thumping, jiving, vibing, flex that body, do the work. Grinding, flex that body, do the work. Thumping, jiving, vibing, flex that body, do the work. Grinding, flex that body, do the work. Thumping, jiving, vibing, flex that body, do the work. Grinding, flex that body, do the work. Thumping, jiving, vibing, flex that body, do the work. Do the work. Yeah. Do the work.
What up, guys? It's your boys, Arnold and Lane.
In the building.
Back at it again.
Episode 2.
For our janky live stream. Thanks for bearing with us. Last week, we were fixing all the bugs. We think we've got it.
We're hardwired into the modem, so hopefully no dropped frames. This stream, what's up, Jocelyn? Jocelyn in the chat.
Jocelyn's starting a company, I think involves diet and nutrition. I'm excited to see that evolve. We should have her on sometime. She can talk about fitness and nutrition.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
So a couple things. What do we got?
We got a big couple weeks ahead of us.
Yeah, we got a couple weeks ahead of us. Pay attention to our socials. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Facebook, SoundCloud, Twitch, YouTube, whatever. Watch those spaces. We got some exciting releases coming up. Definitely a couple milestones that really. Since we started this journey, it's been a dream of ours. And yeah, it's coming full circle.
Full circle.
Full circle.
Super excited to share with you guys. Stay tuned tomorrow. Something big on the horizon. I guess let's just go straight into it with the track of the week. Alright guys, this week our selection is from our good friend Sizak.
Box of Cats, baby, just dropped.
Just dropped on Friday. This track is Check Me Out, featuring Rhiannon Rose, a stellar vocalist.
And producer.
That's right. Yeah, let's get into it.
Hey.
I know you want to check me out. I make you cry like my money out. How about now? I know you want to check me out. I make you cry like my money out. I don't think that 2-3's a crowd. Can you come by and let me out?
The Brazilian Stallion, ladies and gentlemen.
How about now? I know you want to check me out. I make you cry like my money out.
Signature Sizak melody.
I don't think that 2-3's a crowd. Can you come by and let me out? Check me out. Check me out. Check me out.
Go boys in the building. What
Check
up,
me
guys?
out. Check me out. Check me out. Let me out. Check me out. Can you come by and let me out? I know you want to check me out. I make you cry like my money out.
Alright, so that was our track pick of the week.
Sizak and Rhiannon Rose. Check it out. Box of Cats. We actually played a live stream with Sizak last night. Thanks to our manager, John. He linked us up with UBL events.
UBL.
Ooh, I kept on our live stream, or not our live stream, on Instagram. I was filming. I was like, check out UBL events.
UBL.
UBL.
Hey,
That was actually
Donovan.
really fun.
Shout out Donovan for the light.
Big up, big up. Yeah, so it was at this.
Warehouse.
It was in a warehouse in LA, and it was like this warehouse that makes subwoofers. I forget what it's called, but they
BassCon or something like that.
BassCon.
Yeah.
I don't know, but they
Bass Boys.
switched it up into a live stream, and it was cool because we got the feel like for the first time, like being like playing on a fat system, and for the first time, I don't know, we were actually kind of excited about the live stream. Live stream has kind of been a difficult process for us getting used to. It's not the same when you have that energy feeding off the crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, I play better. I mix better when there's a crowd in front of me, and when there's not, I'll like get in my head and freaking train wreck. But yesterday I think we were up to like 500 people watching at one point. Unfortunately, I think the stream went out a couple times, but overall good experience. Yeah, so we met Sizak. Well, hopefully we can have him on the show sometime, but we met him recently through management, and I don't know, I was always like hearing about this dude that was on the festival circuit, and I was digging his music on Dirty Bird, and finally got to meet him probably about maybe
A few months ago now.
yeah, like
right?
6 months ago.
Yeah.
And
Right at the beginning of COVID, I think is when we met him.
yeah, we've become friends, and I don't know, I admire him. He has great energy. Our manager says that me and Ricardo is his name are exactly the same. We're both crazy. But yeah, track of the week, Sizak baby. Look
Check
into
me
his
out,
music.
featuring Rhiannon Rose, out now on Box of Cats Music. So go support. Yeah, I guess we'll get into the demos real quick. We picked our demo of the week from last week.
Yeah, none other than Nikove. I mean,
Kobe.
there was a lot of good demos, or a handful of good demos, but I don't know. I like how he's taking it back on this one, and like the classic sounds, and we're big fans of breaks. We have a couple like break remixes and
All
stuff.
our remixes are breaks.
No, they're not. But I don't know, what he does in Fruity Loops, Nikove uses Fruity Loops, and it's just extraordinary, the sounds he gets out of that. So just run it back real quick, like go to the second drop or the break.
Contrived in the chat. What's up, man?
Hey, Contribe, homie.
That was our demo pick of the week.
Yeah.
Nikove, Electronic,
From Finland,
unreleased shit.
unreleased, baby.
I guess going in, we only got one demo this week from Flamingo Boys. We're in
Let's
the
check it.
chat.
Let's run it, baby.
Let's listen to this one, and then we will get into our special guest.
Hey, back to Tech House.
Went from Tipper to Tech House.
Side bass to Tech House. Side bass to Tech House. Check me out. Check me out. Check me out. Check us out. Check me out. I like the drop synth. The digga, 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 digga. It reminds me of Fidget House. Who remembers Fidget House? Raise your hand. Oh shit, you can't raise your hand. Oh. Well, I don't know. Like when I started getting into electronic music, Fidget House was my get down. I think it was like Jack Z and Crookers had a lot of fidget influence. Wongo. Who else? There's so many good artists. That's like really when I got deep in it. We need to bring it back. Big up Flamingo Boys. You guys should add a vocal to that. Fill it out a little bit. I think that would be dope.
Yeah.
But thank you for sending.
Maybe turn up the bass a little bit too, so it slaps a little harder. That's dope. Dope track.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
That's what she said.
I think Contribe sent something.
Contribe sent something?
Yeah, check it out.
Alright. I don't have it in here. Hold up.
And we can always, our Gmail just aired us out. Great.
What the fuck? Alright, well.
I was just signing in. Yeah, so we have a special guest today. We're going to get into it pretty soon. You guys want to stick around. This guy we adore and actually really look up to. He helped us get in the game, helped us get started, and has been a support since day one. So stay tuned. We're going to get into that pretty soon.
Alright. So our next demo is from Contribe, the homie all the way from Minneapolis.
Hey.
Right. Ese ritmo.
Ese ritmo.
Fat one, man. Actually, guys, stay tuned. Contribe is going to be on the show next week.
Next week, baby.
So let's go.
We could start picking his brain about how he gets those drums so tight.
Yes, sir. All right. I think now.
Yeah,
let's bring on our boy.
Let's bring on our boy, man. I miss him already. Let's get him.
There he is.
Hey.
There he is.
There he is, everybody.
My dudes.
Hey, everybody. Welcome our boy Riffa to the chat. One of the bosses of OKNF Records.
Okay.
What's good, boys?
Yes, dude. So what
Yo,
up,
yo,
man?
yo.
How are you?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm having a long weekend here, but surviving, enjoying life. What about y'all?
You're one of the day job warriors, just like us,
Dude, never ends. The grind never stops.
bro. I don't know how. I mean, Arnie and I just fancy like not having a day job like so much. We talk. That's like the subject matter of most of our conversations. Like,
Yo, bro, I can't
Dude.
wait till we can just make beats and chill.
yeah.
God, what I would give.
Dude, imagine if we had all that time, because during the week it's really hard for me to get in the creative process. Do you make music during the week after work?
It really depends. Like certain days I have my moments, where like I'll open a project and I'll just like fire through it.
Yeah,
But for the most part, I'm pretty creatively drained by the end of my workday. Like
I know.
9 to 5 is no joke, So I try to figure it out. I usually use my weekends for production.
Yeah,
Wake up
Yeah.
early, big cup of coffee, hit the pen, like go to work.
yeah.
That's what's up, dude.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Once I get off work Friday, for some reason, the creative juices just start flowing because I know
Yep.
I don't have a commitment, so I can just get in the zone. When I know I have to go into work the next day or something, I get in my head and I
Gotta go
can't.
to bed early.
I know. Literally, we go to bed at like 7 or 8.
Dude, I definitely feel you on that. It's like the mentality of like knowing the next day you've got an obligation. You're like, man, I can't put all of my like focus into this project.
Totally.
But yeah, it's a struggle, but I think like finding that balance, finding when, things work for you, like the weekend for instance works for a lot of people, like as long as you can dedicate like 8-10 hours at least like a weekend,
yeah.
like you can throw some stuff down,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, about that. So what is like, do you work with routine or structure, or is it really spontaneous for you?
It's pretty spontaneous. That
Yeah.
being said, what I'll do, because the creative like process is pretty fucked during like the week,
Yeah.
it kind of sucks. What I'll do is lay down like drum grooves or just a set of drums, like just figure out like all the individual elements, and then come weekend I don't have to lay down the tedious parts of like the drum work,
Totally.
and I'll just like do all of my bass lines, my top and like synth stuff, just like focus on the really creative aspects of the records. And like that usually is what works for me, because that tedious like monotonous drum work is just it like drains you. 2 hours later you're like, man, I've EQ'd the snare
Yeah.
for so long.
Yeah.
Why am I EQing the snare?
I know.
So when you can just jump in and like get started from the jump, really helps you out, I think.
Totally. I think the drum process for me personally takes the longest in terms of getting the groove and the bass line to melt with the drums.
Yeah, I like
Yep.
to get just started. I like to build the whole drum track like first, like
Yeah.
complete full track, and then
Right.
go from there. I don't know. So it's kind of sometimes unorthodox to do, but
I mean, I always start with the drums, It like always stems from the drums for me, but
Yeah.
just depends on what day I'm working on it.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I never understood how people are like, yeah, I start with a chord progression. I'm like, how?
Dude,
Yeah.
Kenny Beats, like part of Loud Pack or whatever, then now he's doing all his
yeah.
solo like
Loud
work.
Pack.
Dude, he starts with all of his like melodic stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Pretty crazy.
Just with like a click track.
Yeah, like he'll just go in with a metronome, like lay down some keys, like some chords or whatever, like lay down like a little like lead, little syncopated thing, and then
Yeah.
like he'll go back in and like write the drums to the melody.
Yeah, it makes
Wow, that's
sense.
crazy.
I guess it kind of
Yeah.
sets the emotion for the track, what direction.
Well, for hip hop too, he does. It's like a little
Totally.
different than house music. House is pretty consistent across the board. You're doing four to
Yeah.
the floor,
I've observed, dude, house is way harder to make than hip hop.
Yeah.
Do you-
100%.
There are definitely like times where I feel that way, but
Yeah.
there's nuance to some hip hop, especially really swung hip hop,
Yeah.
like where you got to go off the grid and really focus on like your
Like-
placement of things.
Like Dilla
That can be
shit.
pretty difficult,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, house music, especially minimal house music, like minimal techie stuff,
Yeah.
the simplicity in like those records is what makes them.
Yeah.
And like to make it feel full and like alive with like only a few elements is just, yeah, it's really tough. So
Totally.
yeah, I've been making more of that stuff lately, like less top end, less synths, like more just like bass percussion, all that. You guys know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I thought it was interesting. I think Steve Darko or someone said like during the week they mix down their tracks and then on the weekends creation time.
Yep. Always.
I've been doing that a lot. Also, anybody in the chat, if you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot them, and we'll ask our man Riffa.
So, Riffa, I gotta ask you though.
Sure.
This is one of the questions we ask everyone. Do you believe in aliens?
I feel like aliens are definitely a real thing. Like, we'd be pretty dumb to think that we're the only life forms, like, in all of the galaxies.
I know, dude. Never.
Like,
ending.
there's infinite number of galaxies,
Never
like.
ending.
So, for us to be the only people, that's pretty, like, self-centered. Pretty classic American, though,
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the American, like, mindset. It's like, no, we're the only ones. Fuck everybody else. There's no more aliens. We're it.
The Earth is flat.
Yeah.
Dude, Arnie's been getting all wrapped up, and he's like scared to go to bed because he's been watching all these
You conspiracy
abduction
theory, Arnie?
documentaries. He's scared he's gonna get abducted, dude.
Dude.
Oh my gosh.
So this guy told me, he's like, yo, have you ever, this kid at my work was like,
Yeah.
we were like talking about like aliens and shit, and like he was like, yo, have you ever gone on the abductions Reddit thread? I was like, no, bro. He's like, check it out. And I deep dived into the abduction thread, dude, and I was like fucking tripping out, dude. Like,
You're scarred for life, dude.
yeah, like every night, dude, I go to bed and I'm like, is this the
Fourth
night,
kind.
Is this the night I get taken? Like, what do I think right before I fall asleep?
I mean, dude, a couple of the Joe Rogan podcasts where you had on like Bob Lazar, and then you had on the reporter that reported on all the like abductions and sightings and all that. Those are pretty dope podcasts. Those are my favorite Joe Rogan podcasts. It really dives into like all the details of like aliens.
Oh yeah, and these guys have seen it. But these guys have been in it, and they're coming forward, which is crazy.
In alien spaceships, dude.
I'm surprised they're not murdered yet.
Yo, if you want to hear some crazy shit, so my buddy's dad worked as. Watch, the government's gonna roll through and like take us down right now.
You're about to get swatted.
That's our luck.
My buddy, his dad, like one day I was like chilling at his house, fucking talking about aliens and shit, and he was like, "Yo, my dad was in the army. And he worked in the fire department for the army, stationed at Area 51. One day, a fire alarm went off, and like part of their job when a fire alarm goes off is they have to reset the alarm after it's all done. So it was in this bunker, and they told him, they were like, yo, walk in, reset the alarm, and leave. They're like, don't look left, don't look right, just do your job and go. So of course, fool walks in. First thing he does, like you walk in, you're all like what? Saw a fucking spaceship, dude, like a full-blown spaceship. And so, I mean, like, I was like pretty tripped out at that, but
Aliens are
they've
real.
pretty much admitted that there are alien crafts. Like, we've uncovered many, like, across the world.
yeah.
So, I mean, there's definitely something else out there.
Totally.
100%. Has to be.
I'm glad you're on the same page with us.
Yeah.
So,
100%.
Riffa, you just had a release. Can you describe the release for us?
Pretty shitty, bad record.
Yeah, right.
Nah, it's a more techie record for me. Like, I really haven't done a lot of like really fast-paced driving like party tech records where it's like going all the way through with like big sounds. But yeah, this one was like a little departure for me. I took like a funk vocal and like this woman saying "feel the rhythm, feel the vibe" like over top of the like really direct and driving record. Somehow it worked, and
It's effective.
yeah, and I like took some more industrial sounds and like a couple syncopated like leads and stuff like that, and like kind of turned out like really nice. And Patrick over at House of Hustle was looking for, you know, a record for the comp. It was their, I guess, our 100th release. So, you know, definitely a special release for the label. So I was like, why not? You know, it's something I haven't really done much of, and it was like a very fitting record for the comp, you know, a special occasion. So, yeah, put it out. John Summit put it in his playlist on Spotify. So I just checked my artist Spotify. I've got a few plays. So shout out to
John
the boy
Summit.
John Summit.
Yeah,
True
big
Lease
up,
for
bro.
life.
The underdog who's famous now.
Dude, love that kid. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm so proud of him. Like, deserves every single second of what he's getting right now. So
Totally. We met John Summit for the first time recently. I think it was with you.
Yeah, it was,
yeah, camp out.
Yeah, and
No,
he's
no,
just,
it was
dude,
when you guys rolled through for Night
LA.
Rinse.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, LA. That was before camp out. You're right.
and he just has good energy. You know how you can just like
He's
pick
just a
up-
genuine human, man.
yeah, you could pick up on people's energy, and he was just
For sure.
And I don't know, I pick up on the energy vibes, you know, and he was very
Definitely.
open and very personable right off the bat, and didn't separate himself, and I just thought that was really cool.
Yeah, he's been that way ever since I met him as well. So he's always looking out. He's just really genuine, really direct, and like doesn't BS you, which is nice.
Yeah, straight up.
Hey,
So-
Riffa, Contribe is asking, where are you located?
San Francisco.
San Francisco, and
Bay
you're,
West
Area,
Coast.
baby.
you're from New York or Vermont?
I'm from Virginia.
Oh yeah, Virginia.
So-
That's what it is.
Yeah, I grew up in Virginia Beach on the East Coast, and then went to Richmond, D.C., New York, Brooklyn, and then all the way across to San Francisco, where I am now. So it's been a trek, but yeah, man, it's honestly San Francisco is my favorite place I've lived so far.
Mm-hmm.
The people here, the crowds, like obviously when we were playing shows before COVID, the most accepting and like uplifting crowds
Totally.
like you'll see. Like everyone's just trying to help people out, you know, and it's like
Yeah.
I played 5 shows in the first month that I got here, you know. It's like that never happens. So people were instantly just looking out, which is really awesome, and I'll never, you know, forget that. So I got mad love for Bay Area.
Yeah, well,
For sure.
when you moved there, dude, people were celebrating your sound because you were resonating
Sure.
out of the East Coast, and then you moved there and you just started booking shows right off the bat.
Exactly. Couldn't take any time off, man. I had to like hit the ground running. And like the first night that I was in San Francisco, it's with Charles Meyer. You know Charles Meyer, like he does all the booking with like Destructo, like Gary Richards and like
Okay,
holy
yeah.
shit. Yeah, he's like a talent buyer, I guess. But he's one of my good buddies. He has a few releases out as well that are sick, and like he introduced me to the owner of Audio, and then I ended up meeting the owners of Halcyon, or the management at Halcyon rather, like the first night I was there. So I had a really quick introduction to the main venues in the city. So I got really lucky with that, and like from that moment on, it was like it was a lock. You know, I just loved it. So,
Well, you crush, bro.
Crush it, man.
dude, nah, y'all crush.
No, dude. Watching you DJ is one of the marvels. I love it, dude. You're so
Dude.
good.
I feel the rhythm. I feel the rhythm.
So Domo is asking in the chat, what got you into making EDM music, house music?
Well, it started a long time ago before EDM. I was playing like heavy metal, and I started to go from heavy metal to dubstep. Yeah, I was playing a lot of dubstep for a while. Then I went dubstep to trap, and then I realized that like I wanted to consistently dance like the whole way through a set. And I was like, man, this stuff is like trap and dubstep so up and down, like lots of big builds, lots of crazy stuff. And I was like, man, I love house music. Like just like the inherent like movement you get from a house record with the 4-to-the-floor beat and like a groovy bass line. You could just dance through it. And like I started listening to a lot of, you know, European tech house DJs and house music DJs just in general. And I like realized they were playing 6-hour sets. And it was like, you know, it was like up and down, and like the entire time they were playing, people were dancing, you know, it like never stopped.
Perpetual groove.
And yeah, I've always gravitated towards that because like I don't know, I love to dance. I love that feeling. Like it's just I don't know. It's impossible to describe like how dope a good house set can be.
Oh, yeah.
And just ever since that moment when I started picking that up, like, yeah. But I've played everything, so I definitely didn't start with house, but I ended there, and I'm stoked. And I got some side project stuff I'm doing with other genres, but I'll always be a house head
That's
at the end of the day.
Baby. That's right, baby.
That's right, bro.
Sir.
I feel like a lot of heavy metal dudes go into dubstep. I mean, like that's how I got into.
It's
like
like a breakdown.
music. Yeah, breakdowns. Yeah, like
Exactly.
those are the dopest part of heavy metal, and it's like Taylor always says, like he doesn't really listen to heavy metal, but he fucks with the breakdowns.
Yeah, I like.
You
There
know?
you go.
But,
That's
like,
the vibe, dude.
But a lot of like
The rides,
Yeah.
just constantly, double bass, you know,
Yeah.
shredding.
yeah, I feel like a lot. I know Getter before he was Getter. He was in a heavy
Yeah.
metal band. And Skrillex.
I mean, dude, in our record, Flaunting It, I did like a metal breakdown with drums.
Oh yeah. That was,
Like, so I took, there was like, it's a slow ride, and it's like, I don't know,
Hell
Kinda breaks down.
dude. I never even noticed.
yeah, dude,
Until you
that's where I
say-
got it. I like wrote it out, and I was like, this is sick. So, yeah, you never knew that, but now you
Hey, no way.
do. Yeah, buddy.
So why the fuck are you not making drum and bass? Because remember
yeah.
your edit of that fire, the DMB edit that we played it.
Dude,
Played that
Thousands of
thousands of times.
that record got me like a lot of dope respect from a lot of people. I mean, it got played on Movement main stage, you know,
Oh,
so
fuck yeah.
No
That was super
way,
With
dude.
the OG or the drum and bass edit?
the drum and bass record, yeah. So Golf Clap played that on Movement main stage. It was really sick.
Oh wow.
But yeah, that really like propped me up a little bit, like gave people a taste of like,
Versatility.
you know, what I'm about and everything. And then I'm still writing drum and bass. I have a couple drum and bass records in the works right now, so
Fuck
I'm
yeah.
still writing it. I'm just not doing house edits really, except for the one I ended my set with last week or whatever, the week before last. So I did a little John Summit deep end into Alex Perez like Black Spirit
Hey.
edit, which is sick. But yeah,
Yes.
We fucking love
126 to 174, baby.
Fucking love Alex Perez, dude.
Dude,
find
he's
that
so
picture,
sick. He's so sick.
bro.
Like
Yeah. Those guys are on another planet, man.
I love.
he's the
Shades,
master of
dude.
subtlety, man. Like
Yeah.
he does the most minimal like automation changes, and it just makes the whole track just you never expect it, which is crazy.
He's been making a lot of 140 stuff too. Like his
Yeah, he's
last
doing more
EP
dubstep stuff.
Yeah.
is really
Yeah.
dope. So who's your celebrity crush? Riffa?
Celebrity
This
crush.
is an important question. So
The most important question of the interview.
yeah.
Yeah, this is a tough one, guys. This is a real tough one because I have like a few celebrity crushes
You mean
that
a
I
few
like.
hundred?
Yeah, I mean all of them, every single one, you know. But yeah, dude, for a while, I'm definitely a sellout, but Zoe Deschanel was like a big crush that I had when New Girl, that show New Girl.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah,
damn, I like her. She's quirky. I like
Yeah.
her.
yeah.
You
The
know?
quirky ones are the most attractive for sure.
Yeah, I liked Cameron Diaz as well back in the day when I was real young.
Right?
She was yes.
I had
She
a
was.
crush on Ginger Spice. I had dreams about marrying her when I was like a little kid.
I liked Baby Spice out of the Spice Girls. I don't know why.
I feel
So
like I don't
weird.
think Spice Girls was my time, dude. Cause like I like don't I like don't know them
Oh,
at all.
dude.
Get with the program,
Yeah,
Arnie.
you're
Get
fine.
with
Get
the
with
program.
Spice
You're out of the loop.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but Zoe for sure. And then Cameron Diaz. And then if we're going like real, like kind of hip, like crush, Megan Fox.
All right. Fair enough.
So I feel like that's a good trio.
Yeah,
Fair
that's a
enough.
great
You know?
trio. What about you, fool?
Oh, I can't think about that right now. Let's get into your House of Hustle release. Let's play it for everybody so they can hear it. Your latest release on House of Hustle
Alrighty.
called Feel the Rhythm.
Riffa, baby.
lit.
Feel the rhythm. Let's
Feel
get
the
it.
rhythm. Riffa, you gotta dance, bro. You talk about dancing and house music. There it is. There it is.
Hit him with
Shoulder
the shoulders, bro.
Yo.
Shout out Tyler Spalding. Loving it from Houston. What's up, man?
There's the rides.
Is late.
Yeah, dude. There's something about rides, dude.
Always smooth. I always play with my transposition on my rides.
Yeah, that's Riffa. Feel the rhythm out now on House of Hustle. Go support your boy.
Yo, so
Yes.
I don't know. So I'm like really picky about like the tech house that's coming out these days, and we are a big fan of like drop synths.
Yeah.
But I notice a lot of people do them. The way you do it is so tasteful.
Yeah.
But a lot of people do it, and I just can't. I don't get down with it, dude.
It really depends, man. Honestly, I'm not a huge like party tech like guy. I try to take like aspects of
Yeah.
it and like implement it in like a more subtle but like what I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. I don't know what I'm saying. But like yeah, I take what I hear and I try to make it my own a little bit.
Yeah.
Just like simple. Simple is better for me. Like always. Try not to clutter it up, you know.
Totally.
Sometimes it doesn't work out because it's just like a straight groove for 6 minutes.
So what kind of processing do you put on that? Like your synths?
Really depends. Saturation for sure.
Just a stock Ableton?
Yeah, or Saturn,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah, Saturn's good.
depending on the mood. Sometimes I'll put a little bit of like white noise or something on the top just to give it a little bit of like sizzle on the top. Like I have
Ooh.
Wow,
one
I've never
synth.
done that before. Though.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, I have one synth where I just like layer it with white noise and it follows the synth the whole time. So like is really bright and high end.
Oh,
So it gives
okay.
it like a lot of movement, which is nice. Yeah, but for the most part, just a lot of saturation, obviously compression, and then sometimes I'll get real wild with it, throw like the infected mushroom manipulator plugin on
Yo.
there and just like
We need to get
fool around with the formants and like the pitch bends and like
Is that a
I
Waves?
don't know. There's a
plugin?
lot you can do with that. What?
Is that a Waves plugin?
No, it's infected mushroom.
Oh
Okay.
shit.
Yeah,
I know that Waves bought a couple plugins from them with their name on it, but that's sick.
It's crazy. It's one of the wildest like VSTs I've got. Like there's a bunch of different presets that are just nuts. And you can like do steps and like different like what's called waveforms and stuff. Like and it'll like affect your sound. If it's like a straight sine, it'll like chop it up and like you can do pitch bends, FM shifting, like
Yo.
yeah, it's really wild. A lot of like bendy stuff with it, like it's crazy.
You got me sold. We gotta peep
Yeah,
that.
go check it out. It's sick.
If anybody else has tried that, let us know your experience.
Yeah.
So I've noticed it's actually really cool. Your sound is evolving, and
Sure.
I've noticed it. Like you got these straight stompers, like I don't know, I guess, what are they, chunky, like
Chunker.
Yeah.
chunkers.
Definitely.
So
the goal,
what
though.
has inspired that? Because I remember talking to you briefly about it, like, and I remember you were kind of, it was as you were transitioning kind of more towards the chunkers.
Yeah, it's just something for me that I've always like been drawn to. Like really thick low end.
Yeah.
Like just for me always does it. Like I'm always about it.
Yeah,
Like for me, the artist Siege is like one of my favorite artists right now. And
Siege?
he is so nasty.
I gotta
Like his low end
I gotta
kicks
check
and bass are just phenomenal in every record. It's crazy. And I realized that like I was kind of going for that, but shittier than he was. But yeah, it's always been something I've been drawn to and attracted to. Really thick, like really big low end. Because I don't know, it fits my personality too. You know, it's like I'm gonna fucking drill it, you know, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be thumpy
Yeah.
and big, and you're gonna feel it in your chest. Like that's always the kind of record I like. So yeah, it's also another way to be more subtle and minimal, but get a lot of energy, you know?
Totally.
The bigger the low end, the more energy there is, obviously. So I can do less on the top and fill it out with the low end,
Yeah.
and it's going to be big regardless, you know?
Yeah, I noticed there's some kind of like formula to that is so effective with shows. Like you
Yep.
notice like all the peak time players, like they play that kind of shit, you know, because it like resonates the hardest.
It does.
And I don't know, I think it's dope. You wear it well.
I think
Wear it
so.
well. So yeah, Arnie has provided the link to pre-order that shit.
Sick. My
So
guy.
support your boy Riffa.
Heels. Yeah. Thanks, boys.
Yeah, bro. So what's your biggest challenge this past year?
Man.
Aside from the quarantine, aside from the coronavirus, which is kind of an obvious for all of us, but what's been your
Yeah.
biggest challenge?
Just shaping my sound a bit more. Just departing from like older, like kind of immature sounds and really just focusing on like, you know, the next step for all of the records that I'm putting out. And like, there's a distinct vibe to like a lot of the records that I'm putting out now, or at least writing, not putting out. But like you guys have my list of records right now that I've got like in the bag, and like
Yeah.
there's a distinct kind of like direction with those
Yeah.
more so, even if they're like a little bit different than each other, like you can tell it's me, you know? So just trying to like dial in like who I am as an artist.
Totally.
And that's been like a really big, you know, a really big thing to like tackle, I guess, as an artist, because you know, you go from wanting to make all these different styles and all
Yeah.
these different sounds and whatever, and while that's good, like you really got to dial in who you are so people remember you, you know?
Yeah.
Like
What's
you know,
your shtick?
we're pretty similar at the moment, like as far as moving up the ladder, and like we talked about this the other day, but like, you know, we need to be able to put out records that like get traction and PR,
Yeah.
and like it needs to be individually like, you know, dope. It
Mhm.
can't sound like other people. So yeah, man, that's the biggest challenge right now, is just really dialing that in and making sure that the records are still sick while
Yeah.
also being like my taste, you know?
Yeah, man.
So
That's definitely,
Yeah.
we share that same thing. I think that
Yep.
I think that's one of our biggest problems, but I don't know, people like disagree, like, cause we feel like we have an identity crisis going on with our sound, but like
Well-
people are like, oh, but you have that sound. I'm like,
there
well,
are things you guys do where I know it's like Arnold and Lane record. For sure, you know? So I think like obviously we're all getting to that point now where like we're proficient enough, like producing wise, where like there's things we do no matter what that are going to sound like us.
Yeah.
Just the way we process things or the way we automate things, you can always kind of tell.
mhm.
But yeah, I think you guys have pretty distinct sound, which is cool. I mean, I play all your records all the time, so
Aw,
maybe I'm just
dude.
biased. I'm used to it, but
Oh. Yeah, it's it because today, like, for example, like Arnie is over here making like a straight, like what would you like?
I kind of just want to play it.
Like a tech house.
Should I just play it?
Like a tech house banger, and then
Yeah.
and then listen to how different this is, and I think I uploaded mine, and I was on the other side of the room in the headphones.
Yeah.
This is how we operate. So we usually kind of start our own, and then we both like hop on
Come
one
together.
another's.
Yeah, so I guess, yeah, we'll preview a little bit, and then I know you got some stuff to do, so we'll let you go. But
Yeah, boy.
here's some two unreleased, literally made 4 hours ago, debut on stream.
Who knew?
Go to the drop.
That acid RP lead is like super y'all. But this is kind of on par with like Sippin' Bangs and Safari Girl.
Right? Yeah, so this is like,
Those are my favorite records. So
oh, thank you.
like if y'all go this direction, I'm with it.
Hey, yeah, so that was like just very strong. He even titled it Tech House.
Yeah, even titled it Tech House.
Tech House.
And then I made this one, and it's like on the opposite sides of the spectrum.
This is sick too though.
See, yeah, there's the acid.
Always. Some funky little like lead.
Hey, Flamingo boy is always known A&R right now. Let's go.
I think if anything, this record sounds less like you than like other things I've heard.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think the first one, like Arnie's, was like more like, I don't know, it had like typical kind of like Arnold Lane like vibes. But yeah, that one is like the one you just played just had kind of like green velvety like, I don't know, it was very good, but it just like it was less Arnold and Lane than the first one. I feel like.
Interesting. Yeah, so
I don't know.
we stay confused, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
whatever's fun, I guess.
Just make whatever. you know?
Right.
So
It always
please
comes around.
describe to us before you go your last set at Halcyon. It was
Halcyon.
I always pronounce it wrong, dude.
Halcyon.
Halcyon. So
Right.
you said it was one of your favorite sets you've ever played.
Yeah, it was, man. Honestly, like we talked about, like really low end heavy, like
Yeah.
thick low end, chunky low end. But yeah, I just like I was telling you guys the other day, like I tried to kind of play Tetris with the elements for every record, right? So start off with a pretty techie, kind of bouncy but like heavy low end vibe. A lot of techie like hats and things like that. Like the top end percussion was like very tech housey. And the low end was more like techno-y. And then I went to like more techno tops with like a tech house bass. And like I don't
We're
know,
like
man.
making up words over here.
Yeah, but dude, it was weird. So I would like flip flop like
Yeah.
the order of like the way things were, and like I would keep in certain like elements from the record before and make it like a whole new track, and like yeah, it was cool. And I played like a lot of like funky stuff that was more like melodic proggy techno-y. But
Techno-y.
I don't know, man.
Techno-y.
It was cool.
Progressive.
Like you got to go listen to it.
Minimal.
Like it's just it was a fun set like all the way through. Like I don't know, the sounds in there like are really what I'm feeling right now.
Yeah, I think it defines you as an artist right now and what you're coming out with. How
Yeah,
many
for sure.
originals did you play in it?
None, actually.
None?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, shame on you.
I know.
Shame
But
on you.
I wanted to come out like it was one of those things. It's like I never get to play there,
Yeah.
so I wanted to come out really firing. And like I don't have many records done right now that are like the set that I played, but I'm working on it. But yeah, it was just I wanted to come out like firing on all cylinders, and that's what I did.
Yeah.
It was fun as shit for sure.
It was definitely a big boy set for sure. Nothing short of what you always do. So
Is there
our
a link for
viewers,
that set? Yes. we
yeah,
will.
we're gonna get the link for that set. We're gonna
Post it in
give
the
it to our
chat right
viewers.
now.
Definitely. Let me know what y'all think. Comment on it. It's on Facebook.
Facebook on Halcyon.
Yeah, it's on my artist page and on my personal. So
Let's get
I
to
uploaded the whole thing.
artist
so.
page. Riffa. Oh, there we go.
So what? So we have a few producers in the chat. What's your pro tip?
And then we will.
Man,
go.
pro tip. Let's see. I would say, like, focus on yourself. Like, don't get caught up. It's so easy to get caught up with what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
I think by the time you, like, end up making what somebody else is making, it's already way too late anyways. So really try to, like, dial in your specific sound and vibe. Like what I'm doing right now, what y'all are doing. Like, I think that's the most important aspect of the game, is being unique and coming up with like a banger that's uniquely you. And yeah, like just be nice is another thing I would say.
Yeah.
Like,
Be
dude,
chill.
there's so many people that just take things way too seriously and are rude about stuff. It's like, if you're a nice person, like you guys are the nicest people I know, like if you're just giving back to your people and being nice, like it all comes back around. So always have a smile on your face and never talk shit in a green room. That's what I'll say.
Hey, I love that,
Yeah.
dude. I love that.
Never talk shit in the green room.
Yeah, it
love
comes
that.
back around, dude. It'll get you.
Totally, man. Totally.
So-
And that's what we've gotten from you, dude. Straight love. We appreciate you
Always.
being our first guest as our long road of the live streams begin. But we love you, dude. We admire you.
Love you guys too. Mad respect for you guys. Like, always believed in you. Like, it's dope seeing you guys flourish now. Like, obviously I'm a supporter first, but I'm your friend second. Like, or friend first, supporter second.
Love
But
that. Love that.
but yeah, dude, I'll always be there for y'all. Like, I'm fucking stoked to see what the future has in store for us, dude.
Like,
Honestly,
Likewise, bro.
pumped.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well,
Cool.
thank you for joining us. I know you got to get back
Sir.
to your lame ass Excel sheets.
I do. I do. God damn it. I hate it, but I do. I know.
But thank you, dude. We're excited.
All right,
Thanks for
bro.
coming on, bro.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I love you so much.
All right.
Have a
you
good evening,
too.
everybody in the chat. If you ever have any questions, just ask me. I'm there for you.
Hit 'em
Follow
up.
Riffa on SoundCloud,
Word.
Facebook,
Instagram.
Instagram, Spotify.
He's a sexy man.
Always
All right.
dropping dope shit.
Love you guys. I'm out.
Love you, bro.
Alright, peace.
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 All right.
Alright.
And
So
we're
what's-
back.
Just to end the stream, what's our non-house music YouTube banger of the
dude.
week?
Should we do the Rick James one, or did we play that last week?
Rosanna.
Oh, or do the solo. The solo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, bro.
We're gonna
Peter
move
Frampton. Peter Frampton, baby.
We're gonna get. So I think this could be a thing we do. Last week we played Phil Collins. I'm gonna play some non-house music to end the show. And this I showed Taylor the other day.
Just-
He had never heard this shit.
Bro, skip to the solo.
Yep.
Yep.
One of the best guitar solos of all time.
Hey.
Nice search history. It's like a vocoder before vocoder.
Do you
Hey.
Contribe, see you next week. It's like Daft Punk in the 70s, man. Oh yeah, those Sea Cliff parties, I remember those. Didn't we play one of those? With Matt Anthony?
Oh yeah. Shit is ahead of its time, dude.
Way ahead of his time. Alright.
Yo, so sick. Hey! Thanks for joining us, guys. That's
Thank you
it
so
for
much.
today. We'll see you next week.
Same time next week. Next week we got Contribe as our special guest. Remember, send your demos to Arnold and Lane edits at gmail.com. The only thing we ask is just a proof of a follow or subscription. And yeah, thank you to everyone tuning in.
Peace.
Peace out.
Peace.